Hi everyone, and welcome to this webinar organized by WeUni in partnership with Newton University. My name is Hilaria, nice to meet you all, and I'll be your host for today's event on behalf of WeUni. I see here that the first people are already starting to join in. We are going to wait a few minutes before starting to allow everyone to connect. In the meantime, feel free to say hi in our chat here on Zoom, and please tell us where you're from, since we are very curious. First of all, I want to thank everyone for joining us and thank our panelists for being here with us today. As you can see, I'm not alone. I want to introduce you all to Robert, academic at Newton University, Amélie, international marketing specialist, Halija, first-year student at Newton University, Matej, graduate of Newton University and student at Zhuangzi University in Taiwan, David, student of Bachelor in Global Business and Management. Welcome, it's a pleasure to have you here, all of you. And today you will have the possibility to hear straight from Newton students and grads who've already turned their studies into bold moves, new countries, new careers, new confidence. At Newton University, personal growth meets global ambition. With English top programs, real-world learning, and a tight-knit international community, this is more than a degree. It's a launchpad. You're also going to learn what it really means to live and study in Prague. We will talk about scholarship, opportunities, and the career path that you can follow. You'll also have the possibility to interact with our speaker and ask them questions. And talking about that, I'd like to remind you that after the presentation, we will have a Q&A session where you'll be able to ask direct questions to the panelists. So don't be shy and just type all of your questions in the Q&A section here on Zoom, and we will go through them at the end of the webinar. Also, for those of you interested in receiving a certificate of attendance by WeUni for this free masterclass, stay tuned, because we will post the link to get the certificate at the end of the session. So I think we are able to start now. Welcome to those who just joined us. And without further ado, I'm now leaving the floor to Professor Nicola, to Professor Westbrook for the introduction, and enjoy this webinar. See you later.
Hi there. Good afternoon or good morning or good evening, wherever you are on planet Earth. My name is Rob Westbrook. I'm in management, but I'm also an academic and lecturer here at Newton University in Brno and in Prague. Welcome. The first thing I would like to start with is to talk about the accreditations that Newton University has. We are a fully accredited European Union college in the Czech Republic, so we have the full accreditation of the Czech Minister of Education for our bachelor's and master's programs in both English and in Czech. We also have the Business Education Alliance, Business Graduates Association, and AMBUS for our MBA accreditation program. The next slide is talking about the virtues of Newton University. So we focus on personal mastery. The types of students usually that come to Newton are students that want to have a very, very practical and individual approach to their education. They want to either start their own businesses, some of them already have, or they want to be on the path to getting a job in management. We really focus a lot on innovation. It says we're inspired by the world and we foster innovation. The staff that we have in our lecturers and our academics in the English language bachelor's program and the upcoming master's program it's an international cast. And our focus basically is to make sure that inside our seminar rooms and lecture halls, that the students are receiving the most modern approach to education. As I say, the last thing we want to see is someone standing in the front of the room reading their own PowerPoint presentation to you for 60 minutes or 90 minutes, because especially with Gen Z, it's cruel. And it's not really effective. So we do a lot of work with AI in the classrooms with the students. Last week I was in Kosovo for an international AI conference on university education. And I must tell you that the other participants were just blown away by what we're doing here at Newton University. We really are at the cutting edge and the forefront of modern educational processes. We also believe in community. Each year we have a very, very large Erasmus student population. So when you're in the classroom, basically each semester you will have students alongside of you from all over the European Union plus Erasmus plus countries and including in Asia. We do offer each semester, we have different types of activities that will allow you to mingle and meet the other students, the people from other cultures, who basically will be your friends for life. We focus on practicality. Instead of spending a lot of time at Newton sitting around listening to and working on theory, we prefer an approach which is we will introduce you to the idea of the theory and then basically start having you work on practical examples and case studies. And then the last thing is about our professionality. Like I said, the lecturers we have there are academics, we are professionals. We're also there for you. Our class sizes are relatively small. So we do spend a lot of time mentoring and helping individual students with any kind of problems that may arise personally or academically while they're studying at Newton. The Newton ecosystem, basically we have something like your Newton for life, okay? The Newton family. So once someone is a student at Newton and they graduate, they become part of this greater ecosystem. One thing that we have, for example, is, as I said before, we have some students that want to be managers when they graduate, and others want to be entrepreneurs. They want to start their own business. So at Newton University, we have a program called the Newton Business Accelerator, where future students who wish to start their own businesses will come in and present what they have already, and they will be working with business professionals in that field to help them develop the product or process or marketing, all the things which they would need to launch a successful business. And then at the end of this program, actually, they will choose like 6 to 12 of the projects that have been worked on by the students during the semester, and some of them will be awarded matching funds, so startup funds from our angel fund. So the students will be able to actually start their business actually while they are still studying at Newton. And one of the other great things about Newton is the scheduling. Because a lot of our students want to work, they want to be out there doing their thing already. So we usually have our schedule to where the lectures and seminars, for example, the bachelor's program, we only have them scheduled on 2.5 days. That way the students have the rest of the week for themselves to study, to work on their businesses, and other things. The bachelor's program. So the bachelor's program is our global business and management. It's a 3-year program. It's on campus in Prague. It's also available online for an individual study program. For students whose English is not great, we also offer a foundation year, which basically is a 1-year study focused on business English, where we will raise your English level up to the level it would need to start. But if you have B2 English, that is the minimum level that we have for starting. So it's not that high, and it's all you need. And the first year of study, we actually have an English program developed into it. So for our students that start the program at a lower level of English, it's taught as the first seminars in the first semester are a bit easier. So it gives the students a chance actually to develop their level of English during that semester. It's it's a very, very like no stress environment. If your English level is something which might cause you anxiety, don't have it. It'll be absolutely fine. And so basically after this, the career prospects are people, again, they want to be entrepreneurs. They want to be project managers. They want to be brand managers, specialists, HR consultants, and the like. But one of the great things about studying in this program is, as I said, you're going to have a lot of European experience while you're in this. So it's not just about like, getting the job and going home. It actually kind of like sets the foundation for you to actually enter the Europe-wide market. And the next one we have is our master studies in economics and sustainable management. And this is kind of like something which is I hold close to my heart. This is only a 3-semester, again, fully accredited, but 3-semester master's program where we combine economics and management with the sustainable development topics. So it's basically kind of like there's 2 halves. The first half of it basically is that we are going to teach you all of the 17 areas that you need to be able to like understand and fully manage a company where sustainable development is of concern. And the other side of that, the economics and management part, is we will be teaching you very, very, very advanced critical thinking techniques and styles, managerial approaches, which will make you incredibly flexible, adaptable. And the idea basically behind it is to create future-proof managers. So basically, you're going to be able to react well to any crisis that comes from you in all these different areas because you will have the practical skills that you need to do this. Plus, you'll have, all the data in your head about from all these different areas in business. And again, there's also a foundation year which is available for this. One difference on this program from the bachelor's program is that this study actually is available completely online. You can do it through Zoom. It can be live or in the online environment. As I said before, like you can gain international perspective. If you are a student at Newton, you can apply for Erasmus study, Erasmus Plus study program. So on this map, you can see all of the countries which we currently have. But as I mentioned, we were in Kosovo last week and we picked up 5 or 6 new partner universities. So to that list, I believe we can safely add Norway, Lithuania, Kosovo, and Albania. And just one of the cool ones, actually, I always like talking about this is Heraklion in Crete. We have they're one of our partner universities. So, if you don't like being in the winter where it's dark and cold, in January or February, you can easily take the Erasmus program and study in Heraklion in Crete. I've had a couple of students that do this, and they like to photobomb everyone with, I'm on the beach, it's sunny, it's 22 degrees, and we're in Prague, and we're freezing cold, walking around in the mud. So there's all these options that you can have the launchpad from Newton to go off and study in all these amazing places through the Erasmus and Erasmus Plus programs. Life in Czechia and Slovakia. So Czechia and Slovakia, so we are modern European countries with a relatively high standard of living. We've got fantastic infrastructure, transportation, healthcare. I always say that the Czech Republic is the safest place on the planet to live. We do not have any animals that will kill you. We have no crime. The healthcare is really, really good. And it's really, really a great place to live. And the people here are extremely nice and there's a lot to do. It's also really, really beautiful. If you're in Prague, Brno, even Bratislava, you're always kind of like 30 minutes away from some gigantic castle in the middle of a forest or fortresses. The culture here is absolutely fantastic. If you're into like high culture, or if you're more kind of like having a fun party type of a culture, all those things, basically will be covered. And the other amazing thing about these 2 Central European countries is you're less than a 2-hour plane ride from basically everywhere in Europe. You can be in Norway, having your ice holiday, like Frozen, or you can be in Turkey, or you can be, Sicily, Spain, anywhere. And we have all the low-cost airlines here, so basically you can just basically fly anywhere you want to for a few euros, and that's actually kind of like one of the nice pluses about our location. And the living expenses it has here is like 500 to 750 euros a month, not including obviously the tuition to Newton. And that is the end of my part of the presentation. But again, I can highly recommend it. The student body is fantastic. The teachers are absolutely fantastic. And the focus is always on you, the students.
Thanks, Rob.
Yeah.
I'm going to share my screen now. Okay, can you all see? Okay. Hi, so firstly, thank you all for joining today. I will briefly go over our scholarships and also our admissions process, and then you can ask me some questions at the end of the session or write them in the chat. So we currently offer 2 scholarships. On the left is a scholarship for students who currently live in the European Union, and it is a scholarship for our master's degree, Economics and Sustainable Management, the one that Rob spoke about. And on the right-hand side is our brand new scholarship for students who live in non-EU countries and would like to relocate to Prague to study at Newton University. For this particular scholarship, we're looking for applicants who have a strong vision for making an impact in business, social change, or innovation. And you should be able to kind of show that you've made a difference in your community or have like a positive influence online and be ready to represent Newton University as a student ambassador. This scholarship can be used for either the bachelor's degree or the master's degree. Also, feel free to scan the QR codes to find more information and how to apply. You need to apply for Newton University first, and then you can apply for either of the scholarships. And the admission process, it's very straightforward and free of charge. We mostly just assess your motivation to study in the field of business. We do not require an arts test. The way it works is that you submit an online application on our website. We invite you to an online interview. And if you're successful, we ask you to send us your graduation diploma and other necessary documents, and then we send you the contract. It's that easy. Again, you can scan the QR code and have a look at the application form yourself. It's very quick and easy, and it can be done in under 2 minutes. If you want to start your studies in October, we strongly recommend you apply as soon as possible because the nostrification and visa processes take a little bit of time. So we do recommend for international students to apply usually before the end of May. But I will stop boring you with this stuff now, and I will pass my word to the first student, Matej, who will talk about his journey from Newton University to Taiwan. Matej, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever time zone you're in currently. So I'm currently in Taiwan, and I've had the pleasure to study at Newton University in Prague in the Czech Republic. If you have any questions, by the way, you can always use the chat. We'll have a Q&A session in the end, so we'll be able to answer any questions that you might have. I'll begin with a very simple answer to why I chose Newton University, because as you know, of course, there's many universities in Prague, in Czech Republic, in Slovakia, Poland, Germany, whatever, all the countries around Central Europe. Personally, I definitely prefer private education over public, just because the classrooms have fewer students. I feel like the teachers are always more personal. And if you have any issues, if you need to do anything like individual study plan, or you're trying to focus more on your career rather than university, they are able to find solutions for you more easily. So that's number one. For me, it is very crucial to have small amounts of people. I can ask questions directly to the professor. I can learn by discussing rather than just sitting and listening to a lecture or something like this. The school was only a few times per week. And the biggest advantage was that Newton, I'll say in very big quotation marks, forces you to get work experience. You're required to do a certain amount of hours. Newton provides a lot of options how to find different part-time jobs, internships, stuff like this. So thanks to Newton, I did get a part-time job in a hotel, Hyatt in Prague. So I got some work experience there. Furthermore, Newton provides amazing opportunities for presentation skills courses. They provide business English courses. So I finished Newton University and I got a certificate for C1 level English, which then helped me to go on exchange, which then helped me go for masters to Taiwan. So I study now in English in Taiwan. So definitely, I highly recommend Newton, thanks to the approaches, thanks to the opportunities that it gives you, and they're always there to support you. So when we talk about how Newton can prepare you for living abroad, for working abroad, studying abroad, as I mentioned, for me, it was definitely that Newton provided me with information. Newton provided me with a way to improve my English. And there was an option to go for Erasmus inside of Europe. And again, in quotation marks, there is Erasmus outside of Europe too. Let's just call it exchange program. So there were many countries to choose from. When I was going on exchange to Taiwan for the first time, there was Taiwan, Azerbaijan, Georgia. There was America and some countries in Latin America that I cannot remember. It's not very important. The point is that you can choose the whole world to study. You can even find your own university to go study, and Newton will try their best to support you. So I highly encourage you to do that. How Newton helped me grow? Definitely, it's thanks to the work experience that I gotten. It's thanks to the amazing professors that guided me all the way. It's thanks to the, for example, as I mentioned, the presentation skills, the English courses. I've had a chance to do a 1 week extreme management course where Newton has put me under extreme let's call it stress, pressure, and they analyze your behavior and how you act under these situations. There are proper psychologists there that give you an evaluation of what kind of person you are, how you handle the pressure. They give you all these sorts of advices and information on how you can become a better leader, how you can become a better manager. So I definitely recommend it. Even if you don't choose Newton, you should definitely find out on the websites what type of courses they provide, because for me it was definitely life-changing, and it allowed me to be where I am today. So I'm very happy about it. When we talk about why I chose Taiwan or why I found Taiwan interesting, my mindset might be maybe similar to some of you, depending on your age. I'm currently 22 years old, so for me, my mindset is that I can always return to Europe. I can always return to my family. I can always return to my friends. But you don't have many choices in life where you can just say, how to say it politely, where you can just say F it and fly to the opposite side of the world, you know? So basically, that's what I did. I thought, hey, what is the most ridiculous option of the exchange programs? And I found Taiwan, right? And you fly to Taiwan, and the people don't speak English here most of the time. Everything is in Chinese. So you arrive at the airport. I'm a type of person who doesn't do much research beforehand. So you arrive at the airport and you open the map for the first time, and you're like, oh, wow, I'm actually quite far away. And suddenly all the writing is in the Chinese, and you cannot even speak to the taxi driver to find the address where you're going. Yeah, it's just a very fun experience, and it's definitely crazy, but it is one thing to go study abroad to a country that is very close to you, because it is very easy to come back. It is very easy, even like financially, to always return. But when you're on the other side of the planet, you really have to rely only on yourself. You have to make new friends fast. You have to make new connections fast, and you have to learn how to adapt. Different climate, different language, different food, different schooling systems. So all these kinds of things you have to consider. But it is a great opportunity to become independent, to learn something new. Yeah, I definitely highly recommend it. So for me, Taiwan was a choice of it's a high-tech country, you know, about all the semiconductors, all the different companies like Asus and whatever have their headquarters here. Nvidia was announced that to have headquarters here as well. So it is a big chance to work for international companies. If you want to learn Chinese, Taiwan uses traditional Chinese, Mandarin, so I highly recommend it. There is a lot of different stipends and scholarships as well for students from Europe and also from all around the world. So you can come here, they'll pay for your apartment. Sometimes they pay for your school if you're a good enough student. So definitely a good decision as well. What is difficult and what you have to consider if you choose Asia or if you choose this part of the world, it is very difficult to find a job here, especially if you don't speak Chinese. You cannot work in Starbucks, you cannot work in McDonald's, you cannot work in KFC, you cannot work in a hotel, you cannot work as a taxi driver, whatever, because you don't speak Chinese. That's the most simple reasoning I can give you. So really the only like jobs you can do here is like helping in the university, helping professors teach and stuff like this. I teach at a primary school, so I teach children English, and furthermore, as I mentioned, I help professors with teaching. So it does give me a little bit of money, but it's nothing that's that can fully help you afford a life here. But generally, if you want advice for studying abroad, I would say don't be afraid. Just go for it. If it doesn't work out, you can just get a flight ticket home. Like you have nothing to lose, especially if you're young, you don't have a wife or a husband, you don't have kids, you don't have debt, I think that this is a great opportunity to think about your futures, to think about the opportunity. And as I mentioned, I definitely recommend Central Europe for studying. There's a lot of work opportunities, and Newton will always continue to support you if you decide it. So again, as I mentioned, if you have any questions about Taiwan, about Newton, about my experiences, anything that you would like to know, you can write in the chat. I will be happy to provide my contact as well if you're too shy to write in the in the chat after this call. But from my side, that would be everything. So as a last sentence from my side, just don't be afraid. Try new things, do crazy stuff while you're young, and you'll have amazing stories to tell. So that would be all from me. So Halija, if she's ready, she can take the word from me. So thank you very much for the opportunity.
Yeah, perfect. I will continue. Hi everyone, my name is Halija. I'm a first year GBM student at Newton, and I will talk about my journey with Newton and my experience and my stories from the first year that I just am finishing. So let's begin with how this journey started. When I finished my high school, I was completely lost. I didn't know what to do, what I want to do with my life, but I had my career going already, but I wasn't able to study in that field. So my friend suggested to try Newton because he already finished it, and he has his own startup that is launching like right now. And I was like, okay, sure, let's try it. I don't have like any idea what I should do. Let me just go there. And I went for the interview, and I was like really surprised by the vibe of the school, because when you walk in the hall, you can feel like, I don't know, like it's almost like a business stimulation from all over you. And like at that moment, I was sure that I want to study at Newton. During my first days, I was like so surprised by the, not just like, I don't know how to explain it even, but like the feelings that I had while I was the first week here. I was so inspired because I met such an incredible people that are so motivated in the field that they are like working in, that it even influenced me. And I had like brand new vision for my own life. I wanted to continue with these studies that I'm right now studying, the global business and management, and I want to complete my not just bachelor's, but I want to study my master's here in Newton and continue with MBAs. But as Rob was talking about the opportunities that Newton provides you, I'm heading to Turkey next semester for Erasmus project, and the possibility is like to apply for this project. I was so scared that I don't get accepted because I don't have that much of a self-esteem and confidence. But I got accepted, and I'm heading there next September. And I'm also I want also to speak about the other like opportunities that Newton provides you with, such as the presentation course that Matej was talking about, because it really straightened my presentation skills, and not just in my professional life, but also in my personal life. And that's, I think, the message that I want to give to you guys, because a lot of schools provide you with knowledge and skills and stuff, but the thing that I love about Newton the most is that it provides you with the skills and the knowledge that you need for your personal growth and for your daily life. And it gives you a lot of challenges, that's for sure. Every college does that. But with the challenges that Newton provides for you, you are able to become a better selves. And I think that's the biggest part of the knowledge that you need to success, not in business and management, but in your whole life. And shortly about my favorite subjects or my memories, as Matej and Rob was talking about, Newton is focused on practicality. And for example, at my management class, we got our like semester work that we should earn 10K of Czech crowns. And yeah, Matej is nothing, because it was really funny for me, and I'm sure for him too, by your own project. Like you have to come up with an idea, like not just selling stuff, but with your own product or service, and make a 10K of Czech crowns, to like get the subject checked and to get to be able to go to the exams. And it's a teamwork. So here at Newton you have a lot of team group projects, and this one really resonated with me, because it was like actually on us. Like we could go to the teacher and ask for help and for support. We got that, but otherwise we had to do this on our own. And like some of my friends already have their own like businesses and stuff, but for example, me and my group, we were completely clueless what to do, but we did it, we have it. And we have our own scarves that we can sell now, and we can start our own startup with it. And I think that is so like unique. Like I don't have any friends that are dissatisfied with their own college as me and my friends from Newton. So if you have any questions, I will gladly answer them. And now I will give my word to David if he's ready now.
Yes, hello everyone. My name is David, and I am a current third year GBM student. And I will tell you about my experiences, how it was during my studies. So now let's go back to the start. How actually I chose Newton. I chose Newton quite early on, since I thought that it matched my ambitions very well, and it did. It did, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to study English or Czech. At first, I actually chose Czech. However, due to some health complications, I needed to postpone my studies. And during the year, I deep down knew that I wanted to study English. However, I wasn't really comfortable with speaking as much. So during the year, I worked on myself, worked on my English, and in the end, here we are. I didn't look back since. No really I'm super glad I chose English. I think it helped me much more than the Czech program could. Other than that, during my studies, there basically were no other obstacles. Mostly the obstacles that were there was due to my stupidity and my mistakes. So I paid for it. I made it up, and I'm grateful for everything. When it comes to living in Prague, since I'm not from Prague, I was quite scared at first, and this feeling came away quite quickly thanks to the events from Newton, the people from Newton, and everything felt super friendly. It felt even quite off how friendly it was. I was super excited from the first day, and this was thanks to amazing teachers, amazing people, amazing students I call friends. Hopefully I will call friends still forever. One amazing thing that helped me a lot was also mentoring program, which I got a teacher for me that we had one-on-one classes together once a month where we talked about business, talked about our interest, everything about our life, what do we want to do when it comes to professional career and such. However, one thing I would love to do more was Erasmus. I actually been twice, but only been on the shorter blended intensive programs, which are only a week long. Both experiences were awesome, however, both a bit different. First one, I went to Klaipėda in Lithuania, where it was my first experience with any kind of Erasmus or traveling away on my own. And I think the fact that I traveled on my own and traveled to a city and a country that I basically had no knowledge of really pushed my experience even further. One thing I found quite interesting that I was expecting people not to really know much English for some reason, but everyone knew English in Lithuania, which I found awesome. That helped me even more with my experience and everything there. One thing that always comes to my mind when I think of this Erasmus trip is when we were talking with a Portuguese guy in the middle of a Lithuanian forest and talking about how did we actually get there. A guy from Portugal, a guy from Czech Republic, never met each other 2 days before, and now doing, fun stuff in a forest where basically we didn't really know where we are, but straight up having fun. And yeah, this trip, I think basically everything clicked. I felt like that we spent nearly every minute together, and in general, great trip. If we even met a bit later in summer in Vienna with people, again, super random people from Latvia, people from Slovenia, and from Czech Republic. We met in Vienna for some reason. So again, great people. I really enjoyed this experience. The second one was quite a month ago, actually, in Zagreb, Croatia. It was different thanks to the fact that I went there with my friend, with my classmate, and I didn't get to experience other cultures as much, but however, it wasn't worse in any case. It was, again, so much fun. The school that provided us everything was awesome. Again, people awesome. We even met more people from Newton there. There was actually 5 of us there, 2 from Bratislava and 1 more guy from the Czech program. And yeah, coming back to Newton, coming to Czech Republic, my studies, I would like to talk about my key takeaways I take from Newton. Newton really helped me be much more confident when I'm talking, especially in English, and moreover, even presenting myself, presenting everything. At first, I was really shy. now I actually love it when it comes to presenting. I met a number of inspiring people, friends, teachers that inspire me throughout the studies every day of the week. I got insight to different parts of businesses from professionals from teachers that had massive amounts of knowledge, and again, new knowledge that I don't think I would be able to get if I wouldn't have chosen Newton. When it comes to my favorite classes, I got three in mind. First one is Psychology for Managers with Miss Žihlavníková, where I again enjoyed every minute of it thanks to her experiences, thanks to her teaching. Even though the classes were quite long, I was, energized throughout the whole class, which I found awesome. And she's just an amazing person. The subject felt super, super nice. Next up, I got Financial Markets with Mr. Holmes, where again, Mr. Holmes has a huge knowledge in this topic. And the fact I really appreciated that the classes were a bit mixed of fun and seriousness, which I think is the perfect mixture. You need to have some fun, but there are times that you need to be serious as well. And last one is a project management with Ms. Jareb, where we've been able to, throughout the semester, we came up with our new idea of a product and went through the whole process of marketing, think about how do we actually do it, and up until the release where we presented it to our class. And yeah, that's it. It was really, really, really interesting and insightful. When it comes to my future plans, since I'm last year, to be perfectly honest, I'm not sure. I would love to continue at Newton, but I probably might, because my ambitions are that I would love to study abroad and even more work abroad. And Newton offers me so many opportunities when it comes to these opportunities, as I said before. And yeah, so decision will be made, probably be Newton, thanks to the Erasmus program. And last thing, some advice to potential, people that would like to consider Newton and the GBM program. Don't be scared. I know it might sound, easy to say. I know it's a scary step. I took it as well, but I think those scary steps are usually the most life-changing in a positive way. If possible, visit some open days, get as much information as possible, because I know that the teachers and the school will help you settle down super easily, and I think you won't have any problems when it comes to studying here and feeling welcome. So yeah, I think all in all, I would say that don't be afraid to take the scary step and join us here at Newton. So thank you. That's gonna be all from me. Now I'm gonna have a word, give the word to Julie. Thank you.
Thank you so much, David. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Julie, and I began my studies at Newton with bachelor's degree, actually 6 years ago, in marketing and brand management. Then I continued with my master's degree in corporate financial management, where I learned how to connect strategic thinking with data-driven decision-making. And after completing my master's, I was seriously considering with pursuing a PhD degree. But at the same time, I was writing my thesis on topic that completely changed the direction of my journey. So my thesis opened two big doors for me. First, I was awarded with the Chancellor's Award for the best thesis, which was followed by being selected to attend the Oxford Summer School, which became quite a turning point in my academic journey. So that's when I realized I'm not done with studying at the Newton University, because it gave me so much and I wanted to get even more. So I continued with my MBA title. So how I actually earned this Chancellor's Award. I was so lucky because when I was choosing the topic, I was actually working, since Newton helps you to work during your studies. I was working in international field, but I had over 70 workers under me, so it was quite hard to manage. And my topic for the thesis was social psychologist competencies for leadership. And I had a really, really amazing and supportive mentor who was genuinely invested in my growth and helped me to write down the theses that didn't only did some, let's say, academic impact, but also helped me to grow as a person, helped me to grow professionally and also in my private life. So that's how I got this amazing award. And it helped me not only to get to the Oxford, but also one of the things I appreciate most about Newton is how it supports students, not only in the classroom, but beyond it. Through my studies, I was working, as I said, in the leadership field where I was quite busy. I was in a leadership role where I managed around 70 employees. And that meant I had to not only work hard at work, but also I had to work hard on my self-esteem. I had to work hard on my knowledges and on my communication strategies and everything around this, because it was quite a task. So this dual track, academic plus practical, was key to building, let's say, confidence, not only in my personal life, but most of all in my professional life, because I was able to talk with my mentors, with my professors about real situations that were happening there. And that's, I think, amazing, because if you want to work while you're studying and you actually have someone who helps you to grow, it's a game changer, definitely, I must say. So let's get back to the Oxford Summer School, because for me, it was quite a life-changing experience. I never imagined anything like this. And if I had to pick one defining moment of my academic journey, that's it, definitely. So being part of this Oxford Summer School was a privilege, but it was also a challenge. I was surrounded by so many amazing and inspiring people, such as Andrea Johnson, Bera Havijelova, and so on and so on. So even though it sounds amazing, Oxford, the knowledge I got was incredible. But also it helped me to build a great networking, let's say, friendships with my mentors, with my classmates, etc., which helps me to pursue more over my professional career. So we're just not sitting there at the lectures, we're actually presenting under quite big pressure. We're engaging in debates with professionals in their field. It was focused mostly on leadership and AI. So in those two fields, it was amazing to talk with someone who actually knows everything about this, and they can help you to dive into this topic a little bit more. And we're also learning how to reflect deeply on our personal values and motivations, because we had lectures such as authentic leadership, etc. So for me, this experience definitely gave me a new level of international perspective. It gave me a network of inspiring people, and a real sense that I belong in global discussions, because it definitely changes your point of view. So if I must say something about Oxford, it's just amazing experience, and I hope that for you, for future students, you will get to enjoy this because it's amazing, right? Let's say. And if I have to tell you some tips on how to make the most out of your time at the university, it's when you're choosing the topic of your thesis, of your work, of your projects, pick assignments and project that resonates with who you are, because this is something that Newton provides for you. It helps you to grow professionally, but also with topics that really resonates with you. Next tip for me is apply your learning in real life. Even if it's part-time, even if it's volunteering, even if it's full-time, just go and try to apply everything you learn here in your real life, because it will help you to grow professionally so fast. It's incredible. And the last one is say yes to opportunities. Even if they feel intimidating, it's incredible journey. So I think, and in my point of view, and why I'm still studying at the Newton University, is because it's much more than just degree. It's place where you build your direction and amazing connections. So thank you so much. I think we are quite in a hurry, so I will I don't know who is now actually. I'm sorry. Oh, now we have questions and answers session.
Hello again, everyone. First of all, I want to thank our panelists for the accurate presentation and for the useful testimonials from all of them. I see here we already have some questions from the participants. I'd like to remind you that there's still time to ask questions, and you can do so by writing them here in the Q&A box. So let's start with the first one. How is the cost of living in Prague compared to other student cities in Europe?
Rob, would you like to answer that one?
Honestly, I think that would be very easily solved by a simple Google search. Like obviously, like the cost of living in Prague basically is going to be less than, for example, Paris, and probably cheaper than Bucharest. But like I said, the rate was there. I think I forget what it was, like 550 to 750 euros a month. It's manageable. Like the food is not that expensive. The public transport there is absolutely impeccable, and of course you have student discounts on all of those things. But I mean, like I said, we're kind of like in the center. We're in the center of Europe, and with the location, it's actually quite cheap compared to, like, if you go north to Germany or go south to Vienna. That's going to be a huge difference. So it's reasonably priced, basically.
Perfect, thank you. So the second one. Can you tell us more about the international accreditations or recognition Newton has?
We missed the first one, maybe. Do you want to answer that one first, or? There's the opportunities for internships or job.
Yeah. So the same. Okay, so are there any opportunities of internship or job placements during the degree?
Do you mind if I answer it?
Yeah.
So I apologize that I jumped into it, but I think I can answer it quite well since, as I mentioned,
Okay, perfect.
I did get a job thanks to Newton. So Newton has a career center, so Newton Careers. They have a Facebook page, and they posted the jobs in the schools itself. So you always have a big board where all the different positions are, and there are actually. Emilia, maybe you can help me with the word. We have these veletrhy pracovních příležitostí, like the work experience.
Job fairs.
Yeah, job fairs. Yeah, thank you very much. So we have these job fairs that Newton organizes. So companies actually do value Newton a lot, and they see the value that they give to students. They know that we get presentation skills, that we get more confident, that we get more practical experiences, as all of my other, let's call it classmates, has mentioned it. So I would say, yeah, Newton provides career opportunities thanks to Newton Careers and thanks to job fairs. That's the simple answer for that one.
Okay, thank you. And now we can move to the next question. That is, can you tell us more about the international accreditations or recognition Newton has?
I guess I can. Yeah, I mean, so like I said before, Newton University, our accreditation we have for the bachelor's and master's programs are accredited by the Ministry of Education and Sports. The Czech Republic is a full member of the Bologna process, so all of our degrees are matched with the European Union the crediting system. So I don't know off the top of my head, but it's like, I think it's like 120 and 90. Google that one. So yes, I mean, we're fully accredited. So you can take basically our degrees and take them with you anywhere in the European Union. Or obviously, if you took them to America, they would have to go through a nostrification process. But our diplomas are weighted equally to diplomas from any European Union country.
Thank you. And what kind of support do you provide for international students before and after the arrival?
I guess I can answer that one. So we definitely help you with the nostrification and visa processes. The nostrifications, as of this year, we actually do them internally, which means that the process is much faster. We help you with the visa. We can also help you with finding the accommodation and everything. So the support that we provide for you guys is, comprehensive, I would say, for sure.
Okay, we have more than a question about the support of the undergrad for the undergrad scholarship. So if you can do like a little recap of the scholarship that you may have.
So I can answer that one as well. So the scholarship that we have for international students is called the Global Changemaker Scholarship. In order for you to apply, you actually have to apply at Newton first, and then you have your online interview. And once you get in, you can actually apply for the Global Changemaker Scholarship. And for you to apply for the Global Changemaker Scholarship, you have to submit a motivational video. So it's going to be like a short presentation outlining your vision, achievements, and so on. You also have to provide an evidence of community and online engagement. So like a letter, and also a recommendation letter, like a reference from a teacher, a mentor, or like a professional who can speak to the applicant's potential.
Okay, perfect. Just another one for the students. Was it easy to make friends and connect with other international or Czech students?
Well, I can answer that if that's okay.
Okay, perfect.
During the first year, you're able, or like before that, you can go or for like the trips that are like a boot camps where you meet with the other students. But I wasn't there personally. It's very easy to make friends at Newton because even the teachers during the first classes like force you to socialize. For example, Rob here forces us to switch the different groups with different people so we can meet, we can discuss the topics because he teach English language. But even in the hallways, like there's a very friendly atmosphere there. And basically like all of my friends, I met them like during the first 2 or 3 weeks. And now when I go through hallway, I greet with everyone. I hug everyone, and it's very easy to socialize. Even when you are not Czech student, everyone is very friendly and supportive.
Perfect, thank you.
If I may, I'll just
yeah.
add 2 sentences. I think that people who studied in Prague know about Beer Wednesdays. It's not about the alcohol really, but we have a teacher, multiple teachers, and some students that they set up gatherings in different restaurants, different places, picnics, and whatever. So every single Wednesday, you can come there, you can talk, you can have a beer or a Coke or whatever you're drinking. So that's one way that we also socialize. And there is another thing that wasn't mentioned. We always have, let's call it like party clubs or whatever, that we always rent clubs at the beginning of the semester. Then there is like Halloween party, there is a Christmas party, then we have an end of a semester party. We do beer pong, and we do go-karts and hockey skating and like all the different activities. So there is literally like a, let's call it a student association, whatever, and they do these kinds of activities. That's all I wanted to mention. So it's very easy to meet people.
Perfect, thank you. I see some other question, but unfortunately, time is running out. But don't worry, you can ask your question directly to Newton, because we will send you an email with all the contact details, and you can ask anything that pops in your mind directly to Newton. Also, you will receive the recording of this session and take all the information you need. I want to thank our fantastic guests for the interesting debate, and thank everyone for joining us and for your questions. I'd like to remind everyone interested in receiving a certificate of attendance by WeUni that you can click on the link that I'm sending in the chat right now and request it. Before we say goodbye, I'd like to ask our panelists if they would like to leave our participants with a message, maybe. Do you have a message to share with the participants?
Yeah, thank you very much for coming today. I noticed a couple of questions that were asking about like country-specific visa requirements, and yeah, the ones that were listed there, we actually have students from those countries, so that's absolutely not a problem at all. I just recommend that basically you just check kind of like the Czech immigration site for student visas. It'll have all the information there, and then we can help. We can help from that. But anyway, thank you all for coming. It was really nice having you. Who's next?
Thanks again to our speakers and everyone connected with us today. I hope to see you again in the next webinar organized by WeUni. Bye everyone, and have a nice day.